Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLugo. Thanks so much for tuning in here on Thursday, April 13th. We've got another prospect coming to Duval to visit with the Jaguars, a cornerback prospect. It had been almost exclusively edge prospects for the most part for the Jags pre-draft visits. Now you have a couple corners that have been reported to meet with the Jaguars. Cam Smith out of South Carolina. Now you've got Garrett Williams out of Syracuse, who is being reported to visit with the Jaguars by Aaron Wilson. Not a lot of buzz on Garrett Williams since the torn ACL. He tore his ACL after week 9. Cut his 2022 season short, hasn't been able to run, hasn't been able to do the combine or anything like that in terms of on-field work. So there just hasn't been as much buzz on Garrett Williams as a lot of other prospects. And again, this is an incredibly deep cornerback class, an incredibly talented cornerback class. So Garrett Williams not being able to have the pre-draft lead up that he would like to certainly has not helped at least his stock within the draft media landscape. The Jaguars, though, they are familiar with drafting Syracuse DBs coming off ACLs, right? They drafted Andre Cisco in the third round of the 2021 NFL draft. He was coming off an ACL. Obviously, he's a safety. Garrett Williams is not Andre Cisco. He's a 5'10 cornerback prospect, weighs in at about 192 pounds with 31-inch arms, does not have the ideal height at the position, but with 31-inch arms, he's able to compete at the catch point, right? Not prohibitively short arms. He has decent proportional length there. Did not look like he played at 192 pounds on tape, in my opinion, but that's what he weighed in at the combine. So not sure really how to foil that. He is still 21, so a younger prospect, will turn 22 this summer. Definitely not going to be an issue with the age there. Teams aren't going to dock him for being, one of those older 23, 24-year-old prospects. He's still a very young man. Pop on the tape, Garrett Williams, he plays the game with aggression. He has quick feet to mirror movements, hips to transition and carry receivers downfield, really sticky on an island. I think you like that a lot. He is a dog against the run. He's got that dog in him, no doubt about it. He loves to come downhill, fire and come downhill. But I think sometimes you see at the contact point, whether it be against an incoming blocker in space or a ball carrier, there are times where his lack of functional strength and size really show up, and he can kind of get ragdolled a little bit at times when he tries to go down and get dirty. Has the tools to play man or zone at the next level, has really good eyes, has really good quick feet, as I mentioned. Again, has the length that you need to play outside. So I think that you can feel pretty good about him projecting to the Jaguars defense, where they run some man concepts and some zone concepts. They might switch it up from down to down, from third down to third down. They like to run a lot of different stuff on the back end. Mike Caldwell does. So I think Garrett Williams fits that. Like I said, always ready to fire downhill and fill against the run, but not always the prettiest results for him. But at least the willingness is there, right? I think that's half the battle. Played almost exclusively outside at Syracuse. Has the temperament, though, in my opinion, to play outside or drop down into the nickel, play in the slot for you, and succeed at a high level there as well. Played a ton of off coverage at Syracuse, but when you do see the opportunities for him to get down there and play some press coverage, he excels in that regard as well. On tape, again, he is slight sometimes, and that sometimes shows up. So that's just something to keep in mind. Not going to be one of those get off the bus type corners. Maybe looks a little bit more like a Darius Williams than a Tyson Campbell type of corner. Keep that in mind. 4 career interceptions. You like to see some of that ball production. He carries a third-round grade for me on tape. But in this class, that is pretty far down the list of cornerbacks. It's a historic class at the position, in my opinion. And with the ACL, he's still recovering from, I'm guessing he'll be available early on day 3, would be my guess. But anytime third round or after, and the Jaguars currently only have one third round pick at 88 overall, if they want to bring him in here at 88 or any time after that, I'd be good with bringing in Garrett Williams to the mix. The Jags need corners who can cover, who can come downhill, and fill against the run, who can play outside, who can play inside, I think Garrett Williams would immediately be the Jaguars' CB3, and I think he has long-term potential to be an outside starter. He actually compares quite a bit to Darius Williams, as I mentioned. So I think that this is a guy that would make sense for what the Jaguars need. Now, Trent Baalke, he generally does go for guys with a little bit more size, a little bit more length, a little bit more of a get-off-the-bus type of guy. But that's not what Garrett Williams brings to the table. But I would not overlook these types of prospects because Trent Baalke is more willing to kind of go against some of the norms that he's set up as a drafter in later rounds. And when you're talking third round, more likely probably fourth round, I think Trent Baalke would be willing to say, look, this guy, he can flat out cover. He's going to help us slow down opposing passing attacks. And there are so many talented passing attacks in the AFC right now. So I think it would make a lot of sense. 88 or after, I'd be in on Garrett Williams to Duval. That'll do it. I'd love to know what you guys think about Garrett Williams, about the prospect, about the cornerback position for the Jaguars. Hit me up on Twitter at Jordan DeLugo. You can follow Generation Jaguar at Generation Jag. Hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube, and also drop a comment in the comment section below. It really helps us out. If you're on your podcast platform of choice, subscribe and review. You can leave a comment about Garrett Williams in the review if you'd like to do that. Really appreciate y'all's support. Have a good one, Duval.